This is Rachel and Megan back at the Yoga Loft in Bethlehem for another live stream practice with you guys. So we've been doing this for the past 2 or 3 weeks or so, and we've really been enjoying them, and we've heard from so many of you guys that you've been enjoying them. So thank you for tuning in with us again. This is Megan Ridge Morris. If any of you don't know her, she teaches several classes here at the Yoga Loft, including a prenatal yoga class, which is what we're going to do today. And this time I get to be the student, so I'm really excited.
All right, cool. So if you are watching right now and you're going to practice with us, which I hope you will, make sure you grab a few blankets and pillows. Just put them by your side. You might even want to sit up on a few blankets to start, which I'm going to have Rachel do. So sit on your bolster, that'll be easier. Just sit cross-legged. The goal is to sit so that your hips are slightly higher than your knees, so that there's a slight sloping downward of your hip to your knee, and that's going to help your hip flexors relax. All right? And then go ahead and close your eyes. See if you can sense the alignment of your spine. Stack the shoulders directly over the hips. And usually we have to draw the ears back a little bit to come in line over our shoulders. Chin level to the floor. And just start to notice your breathing. And notice which parts of the body move as you breathe. Always nice in the beginning of every class just to take some time to notice the breath, and just bringing our attention to the breath often makes us naturally want to deepen the breath. So let that process be gradual. Match the inhales to the exhales. And in prenatal yoga, you are allowed to breathe through the mouth as often as you need to. In a regular yoga class, we often encourage nose breathing only, but it might be helpful at any time throughout your practice to exhale through gently parted lips. And this will help to relax the jaw, which directly affects the relaxation of the pelvic floor muscles. And when the belly really starts to grow in pregnancy, women often complain about lower back pain. So there's a little breathing exercise we can do here in the beginning of class to help bring some more awareness to engaging the belly to help support the low back. So place both of your hands right on your belly. Take an inhale and just let the belly move out into your hands to start. And on the exhale, gently draw the belly back. And then keep the belly back as you inhale. And again, exhale, gently draw the belly back. Keep it back as you inhale. And on your next exhale, you might be able to draw the belly back just a little bit more. Keep it back as you continue to breathe. So this is perfectly safe for your baby. And really what it's doing is helping to protect and support your low back. And throughout the active practice, that's what you want to do. Keep the belly drawing back. So keeping some awareness there, we're going to transfer right to hands and knees in tabletop position. So you can lose your bolster. And I recommend that everyone place a blanket underneath the knees. There's a hormone that we produce in pregnancy called relaxin, and it makes all of our joints more flexible, but it also makes them more sensitive. So never hesitate to pad your knees. All right, so stack the hips directly over the knees, stack the shoulders directly over the wrists, and spread the fingers nice and wide so you have equal distance between all your fingers. Take a smooth inhale, and on your exhale, round into your spine. Bring your chin to your chest, really push the floor away from you. And on the inhale, do the opposite. Melt the heart down, lift the head and tailbone up, and draw the shoulders away from the ears. Exhale, round into your cat tilt, chin to chest. And inhale to move through cow, stretching the front of the body. And just continue to do this on your own for a few rounds. Now it becomes really important that you keep your abdomen drawing up. This is a really common place for the belly to just hang, and that's where a lot of low back pain can come from. So this sequence is focused around alleviating minor aches and pains that come up during pregnancy. So that's why I'm focusing so much on that to start. But this is also a great movement to do on a regular basis to help find movement through the pelvic floor. We're trying to open that area as well. On your next inhale, come back to a neutral spine. And just extend your right leg behind you with your right toes on the floor. Use your left shin as a kickstand. So keep the left knee where it is and just shift your left foot over to the left a little bit off the mat. And this is just for balancing purposes. You're going to spin the right heel down to the floor now and reach your right arm up to the ceiling for a variation of side plank. Good. So the tailbone draws in, the abdomen really has to work to draw back. And you might even look up towards your top hand. And then try lifting your right foot up off the floor and flexing the lifted foot. Good. So this is going to help strengthen and make the SI joint a little bit safer. So the sacroiliac joint, which is on both sides. So we're helping to strengthen that area. Now go ahead and bring your right foot down. Bring the right hand down, bring the right knee down. And then you can extend the left leg up and back behind you, left toes to the floor, right shin as a kickstand. Good, and then spin the left heel down and reach your left arm up. Good. So all of the stability starts in the core. Tailbone in, abdomen back, everything drawing in towards the midline is going to make balance a lot safer. And then the last stage here is to lift your left foot up off the floor and flex that foot. So the sacroiliac joint on both sides, they're right around here. And again, because of relaxin, they're getting a little looser. And this is not a bad thing because we need to push a baby out. But we sometimes experience pain from it, so this is going to help. Bring the foot down, bring the knee down, bring the hand down. And then knees a little wider than the hips, big toes together. You can point the toes back and shift back into a child's pose. So forehead can either rest on stacked hands, or we can put a block right underneath the forehead. And I know that Rachel likes that, so I'm going to get her one.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So as the belly grows, it might not be as easy to get the forehead down to the floor, so this is a great option. So take some time to smooth out the breath at this point. The body can really surprise us during pregnancy, so if you ever find that you're getting tired sooner than you anticipated, if the body needs a rest, if you're feeling dizzy or lightheaded, this is a great place to go. You're close to the ground, it's really safe and restful. All right, so you can go ahead and remove that block and make your way back up to table. And then from table, this just depends where you are on your mat. So since Rachel's a little further back, she's going to walk her hands forward about 6 inches. But it might make more sense for you to walk your knees back about 6 inches, so you decide. And then tuck your toes, lift your knees, and extend the hips up and back for downward facing dog. Good. Feel free to move around in this first dog, do what feels good to you. So especially in pregnancy, we're trying to become more comfortable with natural movement, whatever comes naturally to us, whatever feels good. You might find that moving a lot during labor really serves you. It can help move things along. All right, so if the hamstrings are tight, never hesitate to bend your knees. It can help with extension up through the sitting bones, drawing your chest back towards your legs. And then from here, just step your feet forward about a foot and take your feet as wide as your mat. And then bend your knees as much as you need to walk your hands back to your feet, all the way up to your thighs. And then slowly rise all the way up to stand. All right. So if you haven't already, go ahead and remove that blanket, and then you can step up to the top of your mat. Feet are about hips distance apart. You can always go a little wider. It can help with balance. And just put your hands right on your hips. Bend the knees. Shift the weight into the left foot and step the right foot back into a lunge. Good. All right, now bend the back knee so you have a lot of space to draw the back of the pelvis down and lift the front of the pelvis up. Abdomen back. Remember that belly engagement. And then reach your arms up to the ceiling. And as long as you can keep that even tilt to the pelvis, you might start to straighten your back leg a little bit. And that's going to help stretch the front of the right hip. And again, a really important thing to open for labor purposes. Keep the deep end in the front knee, so we're also helping to strengthen the front thigh. And then very carefully spin the right heel down to the floor. So you're lined up heel to heel, and open your arms out into a T for warrior two. Good. So now the right leg is straight, left knee is bent. We're not going to stay here long. You're going to bring your left forearm right down to your left thigh, left palm facing up, and bring the right arm over the right ear, right palm facing down. So this is side angle stretch. Great stretch for the entire right side of the body. See if you can wrap your left hip underneath you a little bit more and then open your heart towards the ceiling a little bit more. So we don't always think of this as a twist, but there's a little bit of a twist happening in the upper spine. On the inhale, slowly rise back up to warrior two. Exhale, hands to the hips, straighten the left leg, turn the foot in, and carefully step your feet together. And then come on up to the top of your mat. All right, so feet are about hips distance and straight, hands to the hips. Bend your knees, shift the weight into the right foot, and carefully step your left foot back into your lunge. So it does require a little bit of balance. Deep bend in both knees to start, so you can draw back of the pelvis down, front of the pelvis lifting up, abdomen back. And then reach those arms up. And as long as you can keep the front of the pelvis lifting, you can start to straighten your back leg. Good. Notice your breathing, especially in the challenging moments. And on the exhale, spin the back heel down, heel to heel. Open up into your warrior two, arms out to a T. And then bring your right forearm down to your right thigh, left arm over the left ear. So you can still see that nice line through the left side of the body on this side. And you can also see Rachel's keeping a lot of space between her ear and her shoulder. That's really good. Keeping the right shoulder drawing back. On the inhale, back up to warrior two. Hands to the hips. Straighten the leg, turn the foot in, and bring your feet together. All right, so you can turn to face the camera. It doesn't really matter what way you're facing right now. You're just going to stand in Tadasana, mountain pose, so the feet are straight, thighs back, tailbone in, lifting through the chest, softening the shoulders. And on the inhale, reach the arms out and up. And then lift through the sides of the chest, reach the thumbs up and back for a slight upper back bend. Keep breathing here, a little harder to breathe in your back bends. So we're trying not to curve at the lower spine. All the curvature is happening through the upper back. On the inhale, rise up straight, and exhale the arms down. Good. Yeah, so we're going to repeat that. Inhale, arms reach up. On the exhale, thumbs reach up and back as if you're trying to wrap your upper back around a beach ball, but keeping the low back really full. It's nice to talk about the beach right after a huge snowstorm. Good. On the inhale, rise up, and exhale, arms down. And we're just going to try it one more time. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, reach back. Keep breathing in your back bend. So we do a lot of forward bending in our regular standing practice. This is a nice way to bring flexibility into the spine in both directions. Inhale up, exhale, arms down by your sides. Okay, so this is a prenatal essential pose that we're doing next. You're going to take a blanket and roll it. Place it at the center of your mat. And then you're going to step onto your blanket with your feet wider than hips distance. And turn your toes together at the center of your chest, and on an exhale, pop a squat. Good. So with the heels elevated, it makes this pose a little bit more accessible. If this is hurting your knees, don't squat as far. It's going to become more thigh work for you, but you're still going to get a lot of the benefits of the pose. So you can press your knees into your upper arms into your knees to help broaden across the chest. And there's something that's really fun to do here called pelvic floor lifts. We're not doing Kegels. Kegels are rapid lifting and releasing of the pelvic floor. That's not necessarily going to help you. But if you think of your pelvic floor like a slow moving elevator, that's what we're doing. And that's going to help strengthen those muscles so that you have control over where and when you pee after you have your baby. All right, so thinking of that slow moving elevator. On an inhale, lift 1, 2, 3, 4. Stay lifted as you exhale. Stay lifted as you inhale. And on your exhale, release 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, lift, inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Stay lifted as you exhale. Stay lifted as you inhale. Exhale, release 1, 2, 3, 4. One more time. Lift, inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Stay lifted as you exhale. Stay lifted as you inhale. And then exhale, release 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. Now you can just bring your hands to the floor, let your knees come to the floor, and you're going to swing your legs out in front of you. You can lose that blanket. I got it. And start with soles of the feet together, knees wide. You can hold the ankles or the toes, whatever you prefer. Lift through the chest. And this might be enough for you. You can certainly stay here and breathe. The next stage is to hinge forward a little bit. And you're really only hinging as far as you need to experience some sensation, so that you have some sensation to breathe into. On the inhale, rise up and extend the legs out to the sides. Reaching through the heels, pressing the inner thighs down, slide your hands down your legs, whatever you can easily reach here. And on the inhale, come on up. So I really enjoy when people are punctual. We're at 20 minutes, so I'm going to put you right in Shavasana for a little meditation. So lying on your left side for Shavasana is what I recommend in pregnancy. So if you have a bolster or a pillow that you can put at the top of your mat for your head, and then one of your blankets is going to go between your shins, so between your knees and your ankles. And this final blanket, thank you, you're going to roll. If you have a few blankets, that's even better. And you're just going to hold that blanket between your arms, just to have something to hug. All right? So left arm can go underneath the blanket, and right arm can hug. Yeah. Good. So again, if you have a few extra blankets, that's always nice between the arms. So wiggle around until you're very comfortable. Take your time to get there. And then just to leave you with a little something to repeat to yourself while you rest, consider some quality that you'd like to bring into new motherhood. Maybe it's patience, surrender, acceptance, whatever comes to mind. And on the inhale, repeat to yourself, I am. And on the exhale, that intention. Everything that you need is already within. Yoga helps us trust in the process of manifesting who we are. On the inhale, I am. On the exhale, your intention. And you can repeat this to yourself as long as you like. You can move into rest and stay in rest, I hope, for as long as you'd like. I teach prenatal and postnatal yoga. It's a combination class every Wednesday here at the Yoga Loft from 5:45 to 6:55 p.m. And I would love for you to join me. Have a wonderful Wednesday, and namaste.